Hey y'all, what's up? Hello from this really cool bathroom. I'm in Virginia. I took the weekend to travel and explore and attend this birthday party. And it's been so refreshing already. And I'm only on my first full day of it. But I was really inspired today to speak about deconditioning and what that even means and how you can lean into it for yourself. Um, as I'm in this beautiful space that I realized was the first Airbnb that I've rented um, that was just for me, that was just for my soul enjoyment and um, I was the one that picked it out, and it's just been amazing. I'm someone who deeply values my alone time, and I am very comfortable alone. I would almost say borderline too comfortable. Sometimes it's a challenge for me to involve myself and include myself, um, aside from work and service. Sometimes I can remain a bit aloof, so with that being said, though, I am in full aloofness right now and loving it. I did have some fun at the birthday party today, but all of it to say is that I have been leaning into more and more of deconditioning and what that means. According to human design terms, they say when you first are reminded of your human design chart, you begin your 7-year deconditioning journey, which is where you essentially are moving in the world or begin to experiment and move in the world from a way that is your truth, so your design. And once you're reminded of that, that process begins. And then as you move through life in this new way, experimenting and leaning into trial and error, you begin to bump up against conditioning that essentially says, no, we shouldn't do things this way. We shouldn't listen to our gut. We should make a pros and cons list. We should weigh our options. We should marinate. Whereas maybe your design or your authority in your human design is to make a decision in the now. Don't think about it. Don't wait. Don't marinate. Don't ask for other people's opinions. Listen to your gut. Lean into that and go. And don't delay on making choices. So that is deconditioning in the sense of human design. I think a lot of us begin to decondition narratives that don't serve us as we age, whether you are a follower or knower of human design. You begin to say, well, my mom told me it needed to be this way, but that's just doesn't feel good. It's not working. I can't do a 9 to 5 the way that my dad told me to do, etc. These are just examples. Of where you maybe are trying things or leaning into these stories that you were told and discovering for yourself they don't feel good. So I had a small example of this. However, I think it's in the simple, small things that we build momentum and that begin to essentially gain interest as we lean into them. So this morning, I woke up with my alarm and I woke up in time to be there at the beginning of the festivities for the birthday, which is a whole weekend birthday. So it's a big ass deal. And I woke up, I got up and I went downstairs and did my things in the bathroom that I normally do. And just all the while I'm moving through them all, thinking, I'm so tired. All I want is to sleep. And I had that other voice come up that said, well, you did say you would be there. And if you go back to sleep, you're going to be late. And you came here for this. So you need to go. You need to get ready. You need to stay awake. And my body was like, please, please, please put us back to bed. And I looked out the beautiful windows in the cabin over the mountains, and I just took a deep breath and realized my body is communicating with me even after all these years. I still sometimes will have these inner debates with myself where I try to convince the body it doesn't know what it knows so strongly. So I breathed. I thanked the mountains for just reminding me of stillness, of restraint. And I went back upstairs and went to bed. And I slept for like another 4 hours. And I had the most prophetic dreams and downloads and information coming through for a lot of different people. I think I was in that state just before you really enter deep sleep, where you're actually able to recall all of the dreams that you have. So, this is also a hack, by the way, if you are someone who would, you dream because you can sense it and feel it, but you don't remember them, is you can set two alarms. So set the first alarm about 30 minutes, 45 minutes before the alarm that is like, let's go, you got to wake up. So that's like a dream alarm. So the first one goes off, you turn it off. You know you got in about another 30, 45 minutes. Hopefully you can drop just into sleep again before the next alarm goes off. And you'll find that you're in that in between state, conscious enough to be able to recall details vividly, in my experience. So this morning, that's where I was at. I mean, the sun was bright coming in the windows. I was like, probably not going to be able to go back into a really deep sleep that I get in the nighttime. But I was certainly dozing in and out and having so many visions coming through. It was really beautiful. And I woke up and I journaled about some of them and texted a few people about some of them. And I sat with it and I was like, I almost missed that. I almost missed out on the magic. Now, granted, I don't know what I missed at the party. I have no idea what I missed at the party. I don't really care. Not to be arrogant towards the people or disrespectful towards the festivities. And I'm also not saying that it's not important for your word to be golden. But in this circumstance, I said I was coming. I didn't specify what time. So technically, my word was still golden. And otherwise, I would have been there if I said I would, because that's how much I value my word. And I think I must have known on some level leading up to it as to why I wasn't specific with the time that I would be there, because I must have known I wanted to go slow. I wanted to be still. Such a luxury for me to be able to just lay in bed for another 3, 4 hours. What? Yeah, yes. I might do it tomorrow. Let's see what happens. So, I would invite you to lean into your conditioning. Where do you battle the strongest knowing in your body? If you know your human design, this is your authority. If you don't know your human design, you don't need to. You can just by me speaking about it, you can feel, are you a spontaneous decision maker? Are you someone who makes decisions in the now? Are you someone who needs time to marinate? Are you someone who needs to think it out and talk it out and process it? Whatever your resonance is, go with it. And then when it comes time for a decision to be made, listen for that part of the body to communicate to you in its own specific magical way. And the more you listen to it, the stronger it gets. So it's just like a relationship. Um, the more time and energy you devote into it, the more beautiful it becomes, the more harvest you have from that garden of that relationship. And similarly, the more you honor the authority in your body and say, I'm listening. What did you say? Speak to me. I'm about to follow it. And you do. And then you witness how life goes and you acknowledge, thank you, authority. Thank you, body. Thank you, self. We nailed it. This felt so good. I'm always going to listen to you. I'm going to do my very best to always listen to you and honor you, give you space to communicate to me. You strengthen that bond. And I believe you can strengthen the volume that that authority speaks to you. I also have to add in that, especially for us energy beings, which we make up about 70% of the population, so most likely you probably are an energy being if you're listening to this. Um, we have to be very mindful of two things. When we say yes to something that we actually want to say no to, we don't bring our beautiful energy that we've promised we will bring. So when Christina says she's going to lead a cacao circle, it's because I'm doing so in a full hell yes. I'm not only going to be there literally doing the thing and serving the chocolate and holding the space and making the altar, leading the meditation, but I'm bringing my sacral juju. that really yummy, bubbly, electric energy source that is present with me when I'm doing what I love. So we owe it and we are obligated to honor our yeses and our nos so that the other types can either benefit or find another source for their energy. And we can maintain our energy and we aren't leaking everywhere. The other thing that I would add is that when you say no to something that's a no, you might find that you don't have anything else you're doing instead of that. Like, let's say I said no to this birthday weekend and I didn't come. I might not have had anything else to do this weekend back at home. I might not have had any work or any clients, any plans at all. But the strength and the power of me attuning with the universe and saying, hey, this was a no. And I'm okay sitting in the stillness, waiting for you to go ahead and give me up some options that might feel like a hell yes. So, really, as energy beings, we have to soften into that void space and trust in the alchemy of the space. And as things start to come in, a potential lover comes in. If they're like sort of kind of a yes, but not really, you have to be brave enough to say, I'm willing to say no to this and be alone for a moment, trusting that the universe is calibrating with my choice I just made. In my experience, the time that I'm waiting in the void is getting shorter and shorter and shorter. In fact, sometimes now I'm carving out void time, like this morning, where I'm like, I want to be in my own space. I want to drink it in. I want to sleep. I want to recharge, right? So these are some things that I would invite you to lean into with deconditioning, making good decisions. If you're a generating being, if you're a non energy being, encourage your energy beings that are around you to honor their yeses and their nos because it benefits you as well. And begin to lean into the spaces where you're uncomfortable in stillness, where you don't have any plans for the weekend. Do you start getting itchy? Do you just start saying yes to things that are only halfway of a yes? If you do so, you will calibrate with the universe saying, yeah, go ahead and continue to send me lovers that are on this frequency. Go ahead and continue to send me invites where I'm just around people that are gossiping, even though I don't want to be around people that are gossiping. But I'm saying yes to it, so I actually do want to be, right? Simple. So simple. So think about it in that way. What would you like more of this? Then go ahead and keep saying yes to it. If you don't like it and it's not up to standard with your new conditioning, your new set of rules, your new set of desires, then say no, be brave. And then hold your position in the void, the stillness, and watch as the universe begins to offer up different options to you. And continue to be courageous in saying, nope, 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 yes. And listen to the authority in your body when you're doing that. Yes, no, yes, no. I promise you, I promise you, this is one of I almost want to say this is the only way to decondition, uh, truly, because you are your own individual here to live and pave your own path. And so you must be so anchored into your compass that helps you and guides you in making decisions. And the best way to do this is to figure out, where did decisions come from in my body and how do I listen to them more? And how do I begin to decode and rewrite stories, conditioning, that keep me from hearing that truth? I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow for something probably totally different. Different topic, totally, most likely. Good night from the Virginia cabin.